Hey, it's your boy Sid. It's your boy Dis. We in here together. Thoughts from your boy. Check us out.
Peace.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold up, cut. All right, and action.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Dysfunctional's World.
What's up, y'all? I'm your boy Sid, aka Mr. Let's Talk.
So let's talk.
What we talking about?
Man, what are we talking about?
All right, man. So today, man, we coming at y'all talking about some good talk. This one right here kind of edgy, a little spicy, you know what I'm saying? It's been making its way around the net. Straight alive, straight to the chase. Would you date a single mom?
Yes.
Would you date a woman with kids? That's what we here to talk about today.
Yes.
See, he already, yes, off the gate. You know what I'm
Those are
saying?
the best ones.
Uh-oh. Why they the best ones?
Because they don't want more kids most times.
Okay, even if they only got one kid,
Most times they don't want
they
them.
don't want no more kids. So you saying you can shoot the club up and
You can shoot the club up. I mean, if you use protection or they own some.
right?
But just like overall mentally, they don't want another kid. So
Okay.
it's not about the sexual appetite.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about like what the end game is. And you deal with them. Like
Okay.
they're not trying to trap you for another 18 years because they don't want to be free and start traveling themselves.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But then you have the people who say no, off the rip, no. You know what I'm saying? Like they just ain't doing it.
They silly.
Well,
I mean, I understand.
why would you say they silly?
Okay, I understand when you meet a woman who got kids, you got to deal with another personality. You got to date both people.
Good way to look at it.
You got to take care of her like you take care of the child.
Right. Right.
Whatever you do for one, you got to do for the other. Most cases.
Yeah. Most of the
If
time.
you have your own kids, you got to include them in events with your own kids.
Yep.
So it's like if one kid, your kid's birthday, you got two kids. You got to celebrate all three if they're young, like it's their birthday. As they get older, they understand it's mine, individual. We celebrating yours, but as children, they need to be all served the same.
Even though it's not their birthday.
They should still feel like they have something. They should still
nah.
get something out of the deal.
I disagree on that
It depends
one.
on what, like, okay, I mean, like, that's like you take them to a video game place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the birthday person get 1,000 tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else get 800 tokens.
Oh, nah.
They don't get like no tokens because it's not their birthday.
Right.
They got to be able to play games too.
Right.
So
Okay, I feel that in that aspect. I feel that okay, I guess that makes sense. If he got 1,000, I wouldn't give him 800. I'd probably give him 100, token wise. I mean, I'm just not a fan of participation award type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't your birthday, it just ain't your birthday.
right.
And you shouldn't feel special on that day. It's designed for that reason. It's that person's birthday.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? And well, that's just how I look at it. I understand everybody,
Right.
everybody see it differently. It's like that's what make birthdays special. Because you like, you know what? When it's my day, you know what I'm saying? I ain't sharing it with nobody. Because when it was their day, they ain't sharing with, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, I can understand one of those. It's
But I'm
just,
saying when they're young.
even when they're young. Start them out young.
I'm talking about like when they 3 to 7, they get to share. No.
Not for me.
Okay.
Not for me. I mean, but excuse me. In the example of the tokens, I can understand that.
Right.
You know, you taking them Chuck E. Cheese.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
and
I'm
everybody
not
got to
saying
have.
when you at home having a home birthday party, they get gifts like you get gifts. No, I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying when it's like a group setting, they get included.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you should be there because them being included and being there is what's gonna make it special for
Right.
the particular birthday person.
That's all I was
So
saying.
absolutely, I agree with that. Excuse me. I think a lot of guys. Well, I think for the ones who say no, if from a monetary standpoint, it might be from a drama issue, baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to deal with that kind of standpoint.
Yeah.
And it might be from I don't
you
want to
gotta know who
raise
you
somebody
dating.
else's kid. Oh, that's true. I mean, but you never know.
Okay. I guess, like I said, I guess I look at it from the standpoint that I never had a dad, right? So my mom dated plenty of men that weren't my father.
Right.
Some of them looked out for me as a kid, just because I was a kid. Some of them looked out for me and tried to be in my life, I guess, as something more than a kid. None of them stuck around.
Right.
So, as a kid, like I was talking to my auntie, And she said when you were like 5 or 6, you said what you wanted to be was a dad one day. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. So you've been had this want to be a parent thing forever.
Right.
So when I meet a woman with kids, it's just another part of my family.
That makes sense. And see, and that's something that's been in you already. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I don't
that's,
know where it came from. But
Right.
It's in me.
And with me, I'm sort of the opposite, and the only reason is because I grew up with a huge family.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was
Okay.
always like literally when you eat, it's one meal because everybody else got to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when it's like 10 kids, not the adults, just the kids. It's 10 kids. It's a lot.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was always groomed in my head when I had my family. You don't want a big family because you know what it's like. Food wise, you see what I'm saying? Hand me down shoes, hand me down clothes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Toys.
it kind of got fixed in my head. You know what I'm saying?
This
Now
is not what you want.
this ain't what I want.
You
Right.
don't want your kids to suffer
Right.
that circumstance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I didn't understand at the time, I had the ability to change that once I got older.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But in my head, it was always, okay, if you have a lot of kids, Pete, remember this is what you had to go through when you was in the situation. So, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of just, and even though I grew out of that a little bit, that main core part of it still stuck with me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what that is. But I will say this. What you just said is probably more embedded in me. Everybody deserves to have a father.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these kids, it ain't their fault that they don't have a father.
Right.
It ain't their fault. So I don't think it'd be fair or be right to preach don't date single women.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I would never say that.
Because even if you look back on it as far as like Western days, when people travel from East Coast to West Coast for the gold rush, if people died on the trip, there was other men who took on these single women and their kids just so their kids would have a.
That's true. That's true. Yep. And that's crazy though that.
Well, like I told you about the tribe.
Yeah.
Where they all sleep with the same woman,
So that way.
so they all feel internally responsible for the child, not knowing who really is or isn't the father.
Right. Now if that ain't damn communal, you know what I'm talking about? You got community booty. All y'all the daddy. Everybody like, oh, let me pay some. But
She for the tribe.
you know what I'm saying? Right, she for the tribe. She ain't for the street, she for the tribe. Oh, y'all crazy.
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, man, that's crazy. But okay, so what are some of the pros, you know what I'm saying, of dating a woman who already has at least one child?
Shaq.
Ooh. That's, you know what? That is a hell of an example right there. Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, if you don't know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Go and break it down for the ones that don't know.
All right, so Phil is his father, as he always would say. You know what I'm saying? Shaq was raised by another man. His name is Phil. He was a sergeant, Army sergeant. He would always say, he actually made a rap song.
Let me get that.
Yeah. Phil, he would say, Phil is my father. Phil is my father. And that's the man who raised him. He married his mama. He married Shaq's mama, you know what I'm saying? And raised Shaq to be the Shaq that we know. That Shaq don't never bag on his real dad. He don't never get on him and talk dirty on him. You know what I'm saying? But he always say, Phil is my father. So, you know what I'm saying? That's that dynamic right there of a stepdad coming in and having a dynamic impact on his stepchild. He didn't even call him his stepchild. He called him his son. So having an impact on his son's life. And it's many other stories when you think about, especially athletes. You know what I'm saying? We seen The Blind Side and Dame Lillard or no,
Damian Lillard.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stories like that. So like you said, that Shaq is probably one of the best examples of that.
You ask for the pros.
Right. I mean,
Shoot for the stars.
yeah, it don't get no better than that because look at all he's accomplished and still accomplishing. You know what I'm saying?
Best
So
businessman in the world.
yes,
One of.
one of them, absolutely. I mean, yeah, and it was another man who came in and taught him like that, taught him to be that, taught him to look at your championship trophy for one day, and put it up. And that's how you build that hunger for the next one. Shaq said he looked at his trophy for one day, 24 hours, and then he put it up the next day into his little closet type, you know what I'm saying, cake showcase thing or whatever. and that hunger for him to just want to touch it. He was like, I got to go win another one. Got to win another one. You see what I'm saying? But that type of discipline and stuff was what his dad was in.
Dad.
Right, and that's crazy.
That's not his real dad.
That's not his biological dad.
Now, what would you say is the cons of dating a woman with a kid?
Ooh.
I think you mentioned a few, but
Yeah, I would say one of the first ones would be disciplining that child, or the lack thereof.
Okay.
Because we know a lot of women don't discipline their kids, let alone allow a man come in and physically discipline. Like if you got to spank him or whoop him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women take issue with that until they feel like the man is worthy or whatever. And matter of fact, in some cases, the man never gets the opportunity to discipline the child. That right there is going to be a big no-no. You know what I'm saying? Because the child can't run the household. You see what I'm saying? And ain't no man going to be comfortable with going to a woman constantly saying, tell your son do this. Tell your son do this.
The inmates running the prison.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. And it's like that ain't gonna work because as men, we gonna feel like we the disciplinarians and we gonna tell your son or your daughter to sit their butt down. Then you gonna feel some kind of way about it. And then you gonna say something. Then that man gonna up and leave. You see what I'm saying? Because he gonna feel like, oh, I can't even put no discipline in here, which is why men is needed in the household. That's exactly why men are needed in the household.
I also have a contributing factor to that to supplement what you just said.
All right.
All right, so let's say, for example, that father of that said child is like here, now, gone later, or incarcerated, right? Let's say he feels some sort of way by having this child disciplined. You know, you have all these outside elements, be it like relatives or, you know, siblings. It could be other things that can fall into play too.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. A lot of times when the mama has multiple kids, and by multiple men, you know what I'm saying? And let's just say she got multiple kids by one man, pardon me, that's what I was trying to say. And then she has an outside kid. So she got 3 kids, 2 of them by one man and then another one by one, right? But then she meet a guy who she's dating seriously. What happens when he's allowed, or one of the baby daddies is okay with him coming in being a disciplinarian, but the other one isn't? You see what I'm saying? So now you have a issue with him disciplining that particular man's child. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's split now. This kid might fall in line, and then these 2 kids don't, or vice versa. These 2 fall in line, and then this one don't. So that's why I say it's important to get that discipline thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know,
on the wraps,
yeah, that's the first thing that I would think of if I was dating a woman with kids. Are your kids good or bad? And people know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, by good or bad. Like, you know what I'm saying, are they disciplined? And if not, are you okay with a man coming in and disciplining your kids? That's the role of a man.
I think every kid needs to be disciplined differently, though.
I agree.
So there's no one cut way to discipline a child. So like whatever you do with the 2 that you're not doing with that one may be enough for him to stay in line. It may be.
Well, no, but I'm saying, what if it's a situation
but if
where
it's an issue with the dad?
That's what I'm saying. Where it's an issue with the dad on that particular one. The dad for the 2 is okay with, you know what I'm saying, having authority figure over his kids. But that one, the dad is like, don't say nothing to my kid, don't touch my kid, don't you see what I'm saying? So now that's acting out.
That's when you got to tell that woman either you put him in check or, like you said, I'll leave.
Right.
Because he can't dictate this household.
Right.
That's what got to be understood from the jump. Not necessarily the child. It's this household. If I'm over this household,
right, this is my
household. I'm gonna do what I want to do in my household.
Yep.
He come get his kid, take his kid wherever you want to take him.
Right.
He discipline wherever you want to discipline him at.
Right.
But over in this house where I feed and they get clothed and they have a bed and they wake up to breakfast, I'm the king.
Yep. Yeah,
There's no outside kingdom. There's no outside king coming here like, hey, you know what, Arthur, step aside. Let me tell you what to do today. No.
Step aside.
No.
I feel you on that. So, I agree 100% with that one. So, can it work? Do you think, and let's just put numbers to it, out of 10, how many times, and we just, we ain't got no crystal ball, so we just giving out, what I'm saying, I would guess. Out of 10, how many times do you think it'll work with a man, and if he meets a woman who has at least 1 child already? Out of 10.
Based on the type of society we have now, maybe 3. But based off of a bunch of old school dudes having a relationship with a woman now, probably 8.
I can agree
I-
and attest to that.
I was just
8.5.
I was just about to, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
8.5
I
because
agree
the
with
old school
8.5.
mentality is way different than this
Than-
new
yeah.
school. Yeah.
Because they not even in it for the kids.
Nope.
Like I told one of my female friends. I said a lot of these dudes dating you. They're not trying to date your children. And
right.
she said, well, they gotta like me first. I get that, but they gotta also think about your kids.
That's right.
They're a part of the equation. When you say, "Hey, my name is such and such," what do you do? Or whatever bull conversation y'all bull, and then they say, "Hey, I have 2 kids, or I have 3 kids, or I
Right.
have 8 kids." You say, "Huh?" Now you got to start thinking, what can you be beneficial to this kid?
Right.
Not just, "Oh
Not-
man, can I get his mom on her back?"
Right. Yep. Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. The different mentalities.
Mm-hmm.
Because a new school dude, he don't care nothing about. He telling her week 1, I want to do some old nasty stuff to you.
Yep.
See you in lingerie, and I ain't even seen you in person yet.
Right. I don't-
What
I don't even
what
know
kind
your
of
last
madness
name.
is this?
Yeah.
What if she got HIV, dude, and you just volunteered to go down there and catch that?
Real quick. Yep.
You feel me? Like
And
you
she
ain't
gonna
ask
let you.
like, hey, what's this? You know, they don't ask those questions like, hey, when the last time you got tested?
Nah, they
Or
gonna ask. They
don't-
don't care.
they just say, girl, I want to put you on your back.
And
I got
that be
kids.
it.
Oh well, you got somebody to watch them?
Hell no.
Can they stay in their room? Can they stay in their room? This is their house.
Right.
What you mean? No, you need to just get to know me, date me.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, I understand that part, but like I said, a lot of these dudes don't got an old school mentality. Like me, I'm an old school dude. So when I meet a woman with a kid,
Mhm.
I think about how can I affect that kid.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how can I be in that kid's life like I'm in my own kid's life?
Because the old school in us understand that it's a package deal. Truly. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is a package.
It
yes,
comes with
It's
it.
a package deal.
And
Yes.
and if you want the mama, you gotta have the kid.
You got
You
to.
know what I'm saying? Just come with it. And also if you treat the kid right and treat the mama right, things will be great.
It'll work out.
There's a lot of fairy tale stories where things just, you know what I'm saying, end up happily ever after. It can work. It can work. I don't think a woman with a child is like a death sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like just because she got a child and it didn't work out with her child dad, that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That,
Folks
means
like,
they weren't, that means they weren't compatible.
they weren't compatible. That don't mean she's damaged goods or not. Well, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's videos and stuff like that, especially on the Manosphere where they talk about stuff like that. I don't think she damaged goods.
What is a damaged goods woman? Everybody been through some.
And that's why I say that, because us as men, we got shit that we've been through. You know what I'm saying? That folks could judge us on and
Yeah,
be
that
like,
we ain't ever healed from. But
right. Oh, I can't believe you did. Like, hey, like you said, we all human. We all got a past. We all got shit. So just because she got a child don't mean she's damaged goods. Don't mean that she's not worthy of being married. That was one of the points, and I think, man, you talked about it before, that I said I disagreed with Kevin Samuels about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which I
Yeah,
liked a lot of his
he
stuff.
He did jump
but
down.
He
did
stayed
jump down
saying that.
the single mother.
Right. You know,
Bro,
she
like-
damaged goods. She couldn't, you know, she won't be
who-
married
what
again.
6-figure man wants that?
Yeah.
Some men don't want their own kids.
I mean, and a lot of men also don't mind if she has a child already. It's like, you know,
I mean, because
we
I
can
look
still
at
build
people
and
like
have our own
Michael
family.
Jackson. Maybe those are his, or maybe they're not. We'll never know by this, by this standpoint.
Right.
But if they're not his, he took on somebody else's kids. Gave them a fortune and $1 billion to live off of for the rest of their life.
For the rest of their life.
Another thing, let's take
the rest
Kim
of their life.
Kardashian in the play.
Okay.
Right? You know, she's well off, but she also has a lot of kids from a previous
Right.
marriage. You see what I'm saying?
She got a lot of
She's
kids by a nut.
And when you think about them, just them as a whole, I'm glad you said that, because you got the Kardashian Jenner Bruces. You see what I'm saying? So he was a stepdad.
Yeah.
Bruce Jenner's not the father of all them kids.
He's only father
He
to
to
two of them. Yeah.
right? So you
But
see
he
what I'm saying?
played father to
He
all
played-
5 of them.
which is why he made the video saying I produced 4 billionaires or 5, whatever they got now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But he was the only biological to 2, but he played a damn good role for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Now they drove him to be I'm just playing. That was a joke. But you know what I'm
He
saying?
didn't mean that.
Right, I was
He
just
didn't
playing.
mean
That was a joke,
that.
y'all. That's just a joke. But real deal, he
But yeah,
raised 4 billionaires.
Yeah, there's
you know?
people out there that's gonna take on another person's child
Right,
and not look at it as a problem,
right,
opposed to, you know what I'm saying, whatever Kim and her sisters do for themselves, they kids, their business sense is on point.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
even Kim becoming a billionaire, her baby daddy was a billionaire.
Right,
Her ex-husband, he's a billionaire.
right, right.
Now she could be a dirtbag and try and take half his billions, But it seemed like she happy off her own wealth.
Right, because she
Exactly.
down there right there
They're
herself.
both well off. I mean,
Very well
what's
off.
the whole point and purpose of it?
It'll be in that case.
Everybody
nothing.
got billions. So if you're gonna split 2 billion or whatever billion,
right.
it's the same thing.
It's gonna be
Even if it's 1 billion, if y'all both have 1 billion combined together, 2, you still leave with 1.
right.
True.
Yep.
True.
And so it's the same thing. All right, y'all. That was the discussion. What's the name of that discussion? That was the would you date a single parent discussion.
Single parent.
Single parent. So y'all be sure to leave a comment. You know what I'm saying?
Like, comment, subscribe, press the notification bell.
That's right.
Hey, we rocking with y'all, so y'all rock with us.
Absolutely.
I'm your host, Dysfunctional World.
I'm your boy Said, aka Mr. Let's Talk.
Next time to the next time.
Peace. Hit that button up there.